What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I'm going to give you guys the latest details involving soon-to-be Hurricane Ian. This is forecasted to become a major hurricane by next week. Will it be a Category 3, Category 4, or could it be a Category 5? It all depends on which path it takes. And right now, the path is starting to change. I'm going to show you guys the change in direction here in just a moment. But you can see here in the northern hemisphere, there's been quite an outbreak of tropical storms, typhoons. Over here in the far western Pacific, you can see getting ready to make landfall in the Philippines as a Category 2 storm. That is Typhoon Noru. Then we have 3 over here in the western hemisphere, Gaston in the North Atlantic, Hermine over here in the far eastern Atlantic, and then Ian over here in the Caribbean Sea. Over here in the eastern Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Newton, and Newton is slowly but surely moving out into the cooler waters of the Pacific Ocean. Hermine should not be an issue, but Ian is a different story. We're going to come back and take a look at what's going on with Ian here in just a moment. But first, over here at the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Mr. Jan out of Oracle, Arizona. More incredible lightning coming in from Oracle, Arizona. That photo was taken on September 22nd. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. Right now, a little bit of earthquake activity at Hebgen Lake, and that's in the far northwestern quadrant of the supervolcano caldera. Nowhere else is showing earthquake activity today except at Hebgen Lake. Coming over here to poweroutage.us, looking at the situation down here in Puerto Rico regarding power outages. Still 846,000 customers without electricity in Puerto Rico. That's from Hurricane Fiona. And we don't see this very often. Maine up here, bright yellow, 19,244 customers in Maine without electricity. More than likely, that's due to the passage of Hurricane Fiona that went through Nova Scotia, the Prince Edward Island area last night, and then up into Newfoundland. This is what's left of Hurricane Fiona that created over 1 million power outages in Puerto Rico just a few days ago. But now it's moving up into the high latitudes of planet Earth. At one time, that was moving at a forward speed of 46 miles per hour. It created over 82,000 power outages in the Prince Edward Island area last night. And you can see flooding here in the downtown area as it brought heavy amounts of rain. I'm not sure of the rainfall totals, but I do know it was very windy. Once again, generating over 82,000 power outages in the area. I want to show you guys some more storm footage, this time from out here in Arizona. This occurred yesterday evening. This is yesterday evening's radar, and you can see what looked like high winds or something that converged right there in the Chandler area, and then this storm just popped up right there. It just came out of nowhere, completely unexpected. This video footage was sent in by Mel from Chandler, Arizona. That's the sun over there.
Oh my gosh! This is crazy! Oh my gosh! There it goes! Oh my gosh!
Even created a rogue shopping cart. The winds were so high there at that facility, and they were unable to leave for about 20 minutes as the winds and rain were so strong. And that's the sun over there in the background. That's in the western sky, and that shows you how isolated this storm was. It just hung around above the Chandler-Gilbert area, and the sun was out over here in the western part of the valley. But that storm just kind of came out of nowhere. We had over 1 inch of rain in less than an hour's time. We had hail too, probably somewhere over pea size, maybe a little bit bigger than pea, but we actually had hail, heavy rains, and high winds. It almost looked like a tropical storm out here in this area. But the main tropical storm I want to talk about is Ian. Right now, it's a tropical storm in the Caribbean Sea. I'm over here at the National Hurricane Center looking at their latest forecast track, and right now they're showing a landfall north of Tampa, and that means that the track has moved a little bit to the west, and that's going to keep the storm in the Gulf of Mexico for a longer period of time. time. You can see that M right there. That means major. They're anticipating this becoming a major storm right as it enters the Gulf of Mexico. Will it become a Category 3, Category 4, or quite possibly a Category 5? It just depends on how long it stays in the Gulf of Mexico, whether it slows down, if it rapidly intensifies. There's a lot of variables involved, the wind shear, but right now, Ventisky is showing also a landfall north of the Tampa Bay, well north of Tampa Bay. And this is the model right now over here at ventisky.com showing somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 inches of rainfall as the storm makes landfall. Coming over here to nullschool.net, you can see it's showing it more out in the Gulf of Mexico, headed towards the Florida Panhandle, quite possibly even parts of southern Alabama, maybe southern Mississippi, with wind speeds, these are surface winds, of 98 miles an hour. And this is all subject to change because this would be on Thursday. So a lot can happen between now and then. But the governor of Florida has declared a state of emergency for 24 counties in Florida. And right now, here's where those counties are, pretty much the southern half of Florida. But that's when the hurricane track was forecasted to make a landfall just south of Tampa. Right now, the National Hurricane Center is showing the track going north of Tampa. And it could go even farther to the west, which would make the landfall even farther to the north of Tampa Bay. Not that they wouldn't be in that right-hand quadrant bringing a lot of rain to Tampa and western Florida, but the southern part of Florida wouldn't receive the strongest part of the storm. The strongest part of the storm would be north of Tampa. But if this model here does verify as it continues to move farther and farther to the west, making a landfall more up in the Florida Panhandle area, then these areas up here north of the Tampa area would be receiving the majority of the rainfall. Right now, when the model was suggesting a South Tampa landfall, it was showing 30 plus inches of rain south and east of Tampa. And more than likely, that's why they made that declaration for the southern half of Florida. But that may have to be reconfigured if the storm continues to track a little bit to the west, keeping it out in the Gulf of Mexico's warm waters even longer. And the longer the storm stays out over the warm waters, the stronger it could potentially get. But right now, there's been quite an increase in activity in the northern hemisphere. There are currently 5 named storms in the northern hemisphere. And here's a look at the satellite presentation of Ian. We'll go in close. We'll go into the 2-kilometer view. And this is, once again, the satellite presentation. As it's getting stronger and stronger, you can see it's starting to get more organized. Looks like it could rapidly intensify from a 1 to a 2 and then to a 3 in less than 48 hours. So this storm is looking more and more like it could definitely become a major hurricane here real soon. And if it rapidly intensifies, it could become a Category 3. Hopefully, it won't become a Category 5, but we've seen that before in the past with these storms that slowly enter the Gulf of Mexico. Thanks for the photos, guys. Keep them coming. If you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you have any videos you'd like to share that are too large to attach to the email, come over here to the homepage of the website. Simply click on this red tab, drag and drop your video into that red tab. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.